outspace the lance with the spear is exactly what he goes for with that Bryn pick, just like we saw DB do in the last game, or in the last set.
Yeah, Wesley did previously lose a game that we just saw earlier to DB's Bryn. We'll see if Fiend is able to clutch that one out, just like we saw previously. Going into the defense stance here, we're figuring out what Wesley wants to go in with. Is he going in with the Olgrim pick? Is he going to go in with the Vrax that we saw him hover on earlier? We've seen him play it in the past, and I'm a big fan of it. Fiend's a different story here.
I mean, honestly, I have to. Whoa! Flashing the Roland. Is he really? He is
interesting.
Going with it. All right. I mean, I don't think I've seen him play really anything other than the Olgrim in quite some time.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw anybody play a Roland in tournament?
I mean, honestly, I've been doing the tournament VODs, and every time Wesley comes up, it's always Olgrim. So I don't know.
I think the last person who played him was like Remy at Shine 2019. I can't remember the last time Remy played him. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting going in with the movement speeds, taking 1 out of defense to boost that movement speed up from 4 to 5. Gonna give him a little bit of zoom power as he moves around the Miami Dome.
Zoom power being what a lot of people are using nowadays in times of Corona. So
it's true.
Pretty good option, especially for meetings. I'm not chilling for them. This is just a joke. They're not paying us anything for that.
Also, they don't encrypt their data very well, so I'm sus on that.
Yeah. I tend to use other things. But anyway, we got Wesley versus Fiend winners finals. The Bryn pick versus the Roland pick, which is, I think, going to be a little bit of an interesting dynamic here, as we're used to seeing Wesley on the Olgrim, like we were just saying.
This is going to be the second time that we've seen. I think it's the second time that we've seen Miami Dome so far in this block, or the Big Apple, as they call it. Wesley hoping to shoot the apple off of Fiend's head, but then also hit him in the head here with his sword coming in. Definitely has the damage lead. Nice dare, going to hit Fiend in orange. Ground pound, hitting in the perfect spot. Weapon toss going wide. Fiend staying right on the wall. Who knows what they call it? It's the future.
Oh, I know. Miami Dome is just called Miami Dome, but it's in expanded New York, which reaches all the way down to Miami. Wesley trying to get that take off the top. There's not enough damage there for the force knockback to launch into that upward blast zone. Wesley getting a little bit more damage here. A couple neutral airs. The third one coming out, not going to connect. The down light coming out as well. Weapon throw from West being a good approach vector here, and getting a little bit more damage here. He's going to have to use that axe to possibly find the KO a little bit earlier, because Roland does have just an enormous amount of defense here. But the SIGs on the spear as well have a lot of knockback, especially variable knockback for finding those KO options. We've seen it used quite a bit, especially on players like Isidru, who love to throw out those signature moves just really often to catch people off guard.
And despite the destruction that we saw from Wesley's lance earlier, it's a sword that's running this game. He's playing it very well, and it's not even just sword on its own, it's Roland's sword. He's using Roland's signatures really well so far. Fiend is going to confirm that edge guard there over on the left side, going to get at least that first stock. But he's taken so much damage on the second one. It took him 2 minutes to get that first stock from Wesley. In comes the lance that we saw. Man, that was close.
Wesley with the side air, making the approach across the stage, looking for the down, not the down, but the kill off stage. Looking for something here. The recovery, making it look true. Phenomenal kill option there, catching that dash and the dodge option in order to confirm that KO. And Fiend in the last stock here. Wesley, 2 stocks left.
Ooh, went for the third one. Third time was not the charm, but he did grab 2 and didn't get punished for it. Goes for the D-Light into the GC neutral signature. Weapon toss down, trying to keep himself safe. Takes it back up. There's the sidelight. Goes for the D-Light. Gets punished with the side to the back of the head. There's a dare. There's another dare. The dodge is gone. Goes for the ground pound to finish it up. But Wesley beats it with the priority. Oh, it was 2 stacks. He was like behind him, so he couldn't hit. The recovery after the D-Light, the clash coming out. What's going to happen on this second stock of Wesley and this final stock of Fiend?
Neutral Sig coming out again, looking for the KO. He knows he has Wesley stock on the ropes. He just needs a little bit more damage coming out. There's the side air, and that's going to afford him the KO, but is it a little bit too late? Fiend basically in that danger zone has to be very careful. We know he's not going to play careful because he always goes in looking for those aggressive options, but it could cost him if he is not careful enough and not finding enough hits here to convert that new stock into damage in a position that he can take Wesley down on.
Playing high here, taking a long time in the air and on those soft platforms where he chooses to fall down onto the stage.
Ooh.
He's getting punished, man. Fiend's finding this damage and he's adding it up.
Side air just coming in clutch right there. Wesley was waiting for that opportunity to throw an attack out and force Fiend off stage, especially because he didn't have any jump options. Is this the KO? Did Fiend just bring this back from way down in 2 stocks? Whoa. It's not over yet. It's so close, though. Picking up the lance, looking for the side air, the recovery coming out. Fiend looking for the side air himself. The side air coming out from Wesley. The punish coming out, not going to be the KO. Coming back to stage, it's Fiend going to go off stage. Goes for the windmill and gets punished. Wesley recovery bounce off the side, converting that into a KO. Game number 1 going to Wesley. What an insane close finisher. Fiend almost bringing that all the way back from such a deficit.
Now we're seeing that high defense from Roland coming into play here. I think if that neutral light hit that Fiend threw out on his axe onto Wesley, if that would have hit like any of the other lower defense characters in the game, that probably would have led to the knockout. You see it took 623 damage to basically kill Wesley. That's like 207 per stock. So that's that high defense coming in. But Bren, she's not known for having the most defense. He's going to be going into the defense stance, going from 5 to 6, but it still took Wesley 591 to actually kill that. So that's basically 200 damage per stock, give or take. So that's Wesley getting these kills and surviving, but that's also Fiend surviving very well on his Bren.
And that could have something to do with the fact that Sword doesn't have a lot of those high damage just normal attacks that come out, like the side airs, the neutral lights, the down lights, the neutral airs. They're not too much damage. It's the versatility that you really use the sword for, as opposed to something like playing Ulgrim for the axe side of things that has a lot of that bigger damage, those really heavy hitting moves that can really convert into KO options from anywhere on stage. So that might lend itself to why we're seeing so much damage getting built up onto Fiend. Fiend now banning out some of the maps. We're going to see if he leaves some of the bigger maps on the field. We are going to have 2 triplats in Crystal Temple, Enigma and Great Hall left. So both of the triplats here. And we'll see if a triplat is what Wesley wants to stick with. He's leaving Enigma on the board. That's Crystal Temple too.
I bet we'll go Crystal Temple. The fact that he banned Small Great Hall seems like he would have an equal opinion about Enigma, and it took him a moment, but he did end up banning that out. We're going to go to Crystal Temple. Now, one thing that Wesley will have here is the neutral signature on Lance. Although it's not a very strong signature, I think it will cover those soft platforms if you're just standing on them.
We shall see in a little bit. Fiend starting off with the spear. Wesley backing off a little bit. I think this is the exact reason that Fiend and DB were pulling this pick out, the spear from Bren. So Wesley may be in the right to be a little afraid of this spear right now. And we did see what Fiend could do already in the last game with the spear, getting so much damage built up as well. So trying to continue that weapon throw dodge, and very nice spot dodge from Wesley to just continue holding on to that momentum.
Yeah, Fiend is a double D-lighter, so we'll see if he wants to extend that over to those soft platforms as well. Sidelight Nair coming out. He'll have to wait to pick up a spear if he wants to go for it, because he has the axe in hand right now. There is a weapon spawn. Spawn comes in on the left side as well, both of them grabbing a weapon. It's Fiend's spear into Wesley's sword. Fiend backing up just a little bit. It's the side air as the power position here. Those tiny side walls. Both players are going to have to be careful of that, though Fiend will be able to cover it probably the best with his spear ground pound.
Side air. Wesley having a lot of damage built up. Oh, the clash. That's actually going to take the kill.
What a clutch clash coming out for Fiend.
I mean, he would have been happy with the down air hitting, but I'm sure he is more than happy taking that clash, considering it converted into a KO. I don't even know if he was certain that it would, because he kind of hovered around that ledge for a little bit. But Wesley now coming back, the down air coming out, the recovery, trying to cover the ledge a little bit. Fiend making his way back, playing a little bit of just a stall mix-up there onto Wesley, trying to make him consider what his options really are, and going with a haymaker instead of a ground pound, a very interesting option.
He also could have done like a slide charge down heavy, or he could have just gone for a gravity cancel down heavy there to cover more options that would have given him active frames in kind of both directions rather than that side heavy into the wall. I think that's the second time he's done that too. Sort of an interesting option. We've seen him go for multiple times. D-Light into the GC neutral heavy. Yo, Wesley off screen in the top right. Hits a side air for the KO. Finally gets the first stock from Fiend, but he's in the red on his second. Weapon spawn coming in. It's Fiend's axe. Hits the side light into the side air. It's like the second or third time he's done that. Not just hitting the side light side air, but also interrupting the recovery from Wesley.
Oh, a lot of reverse attacks coming out. Wesley kicking Fiend off stage. The spear coming up, though, in the weapon throw approach, so that he can get close to Wesley, going for the neutral air. A very interesting option, but not close enough to get the connection. Double down air coming out. Wesley trying to get a little bit of a protection on that ledge and trying to back off just a little bit, slow some things down in this game, because Fiend is just controlling the momentum right now. A full stock ahead. And Wesley looking for a little bit more damage, finding the down air into side air. Down state coming out, not going to find the connection there as Wesley goes back on the stage. Down air looking for Fiend, but Fiend not able to find the connection. Down air, not number two. Nice stall on the wall to take the connection. Weapon throw, stuffing out the recovery, and that is going to do it. Game number 2 going the way of Fiend as he ties up the set 1-1.
And before we were seeing like 600 damage from both players. Now it was like low 400s and like an upper 300. Maybe it was even a mid to low 300s coming out from Wesley there. So a very different game. Crystal Temple being banned out totally. The idea of multiple soft platforms that are stationary completely off the board as Wesley left like Small Brawlhaven, APOC, and one other map I didn't happen to catch. But they are going to Apocalypse.
We're going to see, this is going to be another smaller wall stage with the small sides and one bigger platform here. So we'll see how this manages, or how both players manage on this map right here. They are going to have a little bit more space to recover as opposed to Crystal's Temple that we just saw, where Wesley had maybe a little bit of an advantage off stage trying to get back. Of course, Fiend isn't going to let him get back in any means, but either way, Wesley controlling the field just a little bit, trying to get that damage back, just to something closer to even. Fiend, though, side air, trying to find this KO, convert this into a victory position, and there we go. KO from the ground pound is going to give Fiend a nice lead.
Yeah, Fiend busted this game wide open from the get-go. It took about 30 seconds for him to get that first stock, and maybe only 15 to 20 to get Wesley into the red. So if we saw that graph, that would be very steep in Fiend's favor.
Neutral light. Oh, the side sig! No way. This is disgusting. Fiend, I mean, look, he was like at the end of yellow health. That's like about what, 60 to 80-ish? I think that's about 80. And then approaching that orange health right there. Now just barely in the red. I think that is him hitting 150 damage. That downlight. And now making his way back. Still. Oh! Woo! How did that not hit? Fiend's positioning and dodge timing there was impeccable.
Finally gets the recovery kill from Wesley. He's been doing that a lot, where he goes over the edge and then recovers back toward it when he's just below it, maybe catching the recovery back on the stage from Fiend. He's hit that multiple times now. It's actually a great option that I'm going to start using. I haven't thought of to do anything like that. Wesley's Lancier is very good, but man, he is so far behind. They're tied here. Now that we're going into game 3, 1-1 apiece. Fiend has so much room to play with.
Down air coming out, looking for some more movement controlling options. Fiend going off stage, gonna avoid all of the moves, as well as Wesley avoiding Fiend's execution options. Weapon throw gonna be avoided as well. Recovery, double recovery coming up, and that's gonna be a third recovery. Yo! Gravity cancel, haymaker coming off, and that is a very nice option. Not the KO that he needed, but a lot of damage in a forced edge guard positioning nonetheless. Weapon throw, very nice, and somehow avoiding the pinwheel there. And Wesley getting punished so thoroughly by Fiend. One hit left is all that it will probably take take Fiend's stock out. He just needs one good hit here. Off stage down air. Oh no, almost getting taken out by the down air himself, but that's going to be the reversal. Wesley finding that KO, and he has to have such a run on damage in order to bring this back and take this victory right now.
Wesley's going to have to hit this very difficult reverse 3. You're seeing Fiend trying to follow up off of his down airs with a side air, but he's sending Wesley so far off of that bounce that it's not going to be the option that he needs right now. It won't be an option that he can really find. Wesley's adding up some damage here. Another down air from Fiend. Here comes the spear. A more consistent kill option is definitely in his hands compared to the axe that he had previously. Is he going to be able to confirm this edge guard? There's a dare. Didn't even need the weapon toss, but he was queued up, ready to go. Fiend taking game 3. We're going to move on into game 4. The Fiend in the lead.
Such a close game. Wesley almost bringing that back completely. You can see the damage there. Only about 38 damage spread out between the two. Coming back into play, Wesley having gotten so much damage onto Fiend at the end of that game, and then Fiend's patience right on the ledge as Wesley took him off stage trying to confirm that kill. Just a very nice option to just safely bring it back into tow, baiting out that recovery by forcing him off stage so long and being able to punish that. That's the, the risk reward of that signature. You have the longest recovery distance of any other recovery in the game to get back to stage. So if you're really off stage, you use that move, you charge it up all the way, you'll travel farther than any other character ever would trying to get back to that wall touch. But the unfortunate side is, of course, it is very, very punishable. And we saw Fiend capitalizing that right there. We are going to have 3 maps to select from right now: Brawlhaven, Apocalypse, and Demon Island. Short walls, short blast zones, except for maybe Apocalypse. We are going to be going to Demon Island, though.
Now, Wesley is swapping back over to what we saw previously, going in with a Macho Man here. After the Roland didn't work so well for him, going to be going into the dexterity stance, which I still don't really know why people are going for this, as it was proven by Stimpy that it does literally nothing. And actually, overall, it's a net negative because you're taking out of another stat to go into dexterity without gaining any frames.
I mean, maybe he just likes playing with a challenge, It's just an extra victory. You get a mammoth coin or something when you win. I don't know. Wesley, though, just...
He is very challenged right now, as he is already down 2 games in this set. So if he wants a challenge, he's got it. He doesn't need to handicap his stats for it, because he's got a challenge here facing against Fiend.
Either way, the neutral light coming out, getting a little bit more damage built up on the Fiend. Fiend trying to get away, space out a little bit, because Wesley is playing so aggressively right now. And Fiend isn't having anywhere to land, and that is taking away from some of the options that he usually has at his fingertips. Now the down air coming out, another one trying to come out. Wesley with a 3-piece combo coming out, looking for the fries, looking for the sweet tea on the side, maybe an iced tea. I don't know what kind of guy he is, a sweet tea or iced tea kind of guy, but either way, he's looking for that drink pickup on the end of that 3-piece combo. But Fiend finding, and then just taking it for himself, nomming on those attendees or whatever the 3 pieces. I don't know. I'm not going to take a guess, but it could be a 3-piece burger for all I care. I have no idea. But Wesley, stock number 2.
Is that 3 individual burgers? Like, is that a 3-slider order, or is that a triple cheeseburger?
It could be 1 burger with 3 mini patties on the inside, but 1 big bun.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's disgusting. Please, no, I don't want to think about that. I hate that so much.
Wesley with the lance play, carrying himself across the stage, though, looking for a little bit of pressure on the Fiend, and the pressure is trading back and forth extremely even between the two stocks and damage threshold on both of these characters. Fiend taking a little bit of a lead, but it won't take but 2 hits for Wesley to even this back up again.
Fiend unarmed, but a weapon spawn comes in. Ooh, he actually backs away from it. Wesley comes forward. Wesley backs away from it. It's now 2 axes going at it here on the Demon Island. Weapon toss goes in. It goes through Wesley. Wonderful dodge from him. Goes over to the right side, throws his axe, picks up the lance. Side air coming in. Going to back up just a little bit, kind of drift back. Throws out the nair, throws out another nair. He's ready for the KO off the top.
Nice reverse nair as well to get a little bit of damage. Fiend looking for the Sig option. He's going to find it right out of the downlight. That's to usually punish like the jump out, if I think, or at least get a higher damage option, because I don't know if that option is true, but I know it is a little bit, it kills a lot sooner than the side air does.
Oh, Wesley kind of making a huge commitment there, but he still wins it out in the end. Maybe that pressured out the dodge or just some fear from Fiend, as Wesley then cleaned it up with the ground pound, sending straight down. We have ourselves a dead even game here. Wesley needs this to keep himself alive and move on into game 5. Both players stacked like right on top of each other.
Wesley looking for some more down airs. Going to get punished a little bit by Fiend, not too much. The side air, no follow-up able to be connected for Fiend. Fiend coming across the stage with the Axis side light. Going to give a little bit of space here. Wesley trying to get the reversal with the side airs. And just a little bit of trading going on. Wesley getting some nice side airs. Fiend, no option, just a dodge left. And he is going to make his way back. The side stick coming out. And that is going to be the finisher right onto Wesley. That's going to be 3-1 in the set as Fiend goes into the grand finals to await the challenger that arrives. Wesley falling down into that loser's final spot to await the next winner of the losers semifinals coming up in a bit, I hope.
I'm a little bit surprised that actually KO'd, because he was like, I think he turned red in the middle of that side signature, and it still was enough to KO. You saw how at that end string that you're watching there on the replay, that could have been bad for Fiend. That started off the back of him going for the recovery and getting like a weak hit on it, on a not super damaged Wesley, and then Wesley just started to string him over to the right, putting out some solid damage. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to turn it into the KO that would have kept him alive, pushing it on into game 5. Fiend was there.